And we are live. It's Bardowski, founder at Million Dollar Party Girl, with a new episode. Make sure my head's in there of Social Girl Live. It is June 2022, and I have a really fun topic for you today. I'm going to be doing some myth busting. We're busting all the myths. Say that 10 times. So you're going to learn 3 summertime myths that you need to stop believing. And of course, as always, I'm going to give you tips and how-tos so that you have solutions. By the time we're done, we'll be together for about 20-25 minutes so that you have solutions to get that done and keep your summer business growing all summer long. So you guys can let me know, what do you think the summer myths are as we dive into this topic? And of course, if you're watching on the replay, let us know that too. How many of you are watching that got my email today? Because I have a little surprise. I'm going to be doing a fun little prize. One very lucky live viewer is going to get a 30-day freebie to my mentoring program. Why is this important? Well, because starting Monday, June 13th to June 28th, I am hosting the Ultimate Biz Growth Challenge, how to have more customers in 15 days. It's going to be very actionable. We're going to have accountability. In fact, on Monday, day 1, June 13th, I'm going to teach you how to craft a post, what we call a curiosity post, that gets people to message you and say, I want to learn more about what you're doing. So that is coming up on Monday. And so one very lucky winner is going to be gifted a 30-day freebie. If you're already in my mentoring program, you can also, you're in it to win it. Obviously, we would just grace you that 30 days. So super excited to share that with all of you. If you're not in my mentoring program and you want to be part of that challenge, it's only $19.97 to join for a month. So I will make sure I put a link to that when we're done in the comments. In fact, I'm going to try to do that for you guys right now, and that'll give you some more details. All right, now you're going to hear at the end a little bit more about how you can be hosting challenges. There we go. I just popped the link in there for you guys, that can attract new leads, because one of the solutions is to have a summer lead funnel, and I'm going to give you ideas for that too. Of course, if you're a leader, feel free to, tag your teams to come watch this, because this is something I hear all the time, and it's a lie. It's not true, and I'm going to tell you why during our time together here. So the first myth, we're going to put this on screen for you guys. Let me go back here. Myth number 1. Have you ever heard about the J months? That oh my gosh, if we could just get through the J months, meaning June, July, and January. Let me know if you guys have ever heard that. And so for the people that are saying that and believing it, the reality is they are creating their own reality. If you believe that to be true, then you are automatically going to start working a little bit less. It's going to be like, oh, okay, so, this is the summer slump, our summer slowdown. And it really is not because there's not business out there. It's because you're slowing down. That is the reality. And I'm assuming there's nobody here watching that wants to do that because you are watching, right? You guys knew what this topic was. and you're tuning in. So I'm assuming everybody here that's following me and coming back to watch my show, and of course all of our mentoring programs, you're here because you guys want to grow, right? So don't believe into that myth. And again, I'm going to tell you what we're going to start after I get through the 3 myths. You're going to learn about a common denominator that I found. If you don't know, I was a direct sales top leader, the highest level in the company, the same company, for over 20 years. So I've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. And there was always a common denominator with the most successful consultants in the summer. And I'm going to tell you what that was so that you can do what they did. All right. So a little teaser there. All right. So if you're either in survival mode or you're in thrive mode during the summer, and that is totally a mindset choice. So that's a myth. It's a lie. Don't believe it, because otherwise I would not have sustained 20 years in this business as a top leader if I had a summer slump every single year, right? All right, myth number 2, everyone is on summer hours, meaning summer here and summer nowhere. That's not true either. Yes, of course, we all want to enjoy our summer, and I hope you all do it too, but it's really no different in terms of juggling that so many of you are doing. You know, you're juggling all the things 12 months out of the year, right? Working full time, many of you. If you have children, pets, furry friends, some of you are caregivers in your family. And so again, it's just a mindset shift. Don't buy into that. Don't believe it. Stop believing that, you know, there's such a thing. That is actually something that you can leverage. For me, summertime is party time. It's, you know, let's leverage this time of year, depending on where you're living in the world. Of course, if you're tuning in, if you're, you know, my friends in Australia and New Zealand, it is not summer where you are, but for our North America and our UK viewers, you are, you know, diving into the summer season right now. And honestly, that's the time that people want to be out. They want to be enjoying time with family and friends this year, especially after the last 2 years. For many, it's the first time that they are starting to gather. And of course, in the summer, you can do that outdoors. It's even safer. So summertime is like party time, right? People want to have fun. So I'm going to give you some solutions for that. And then myth number 3, everyone is too busy to fill in the blank with every obstacle that you have ever heard, right? Not true. Many times people are less busy in the summer, and again, they're out and about, they're having more fun, they're taking time off, they're maybe staycationing more this year than ever before, and so that's a perfect reason for them to be partying with you. So let me give you some solutions. Now, I mentioned there was one common trait of the most successful consultants that I saw this year after year. So I really kind of, you know, made me take a look and say, well, what is that common denominator with consultants who do not have a J month mentality and continue to book and sponsor, you might call it recruit, all summer long. In fact, as I said, many of them, they were the top, selling $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 personally, and also moving up into leadership. It's like, what do they know that nobody else knows? And the common denominator was, I'll see if you guys can guess, they all started in a J month. They all started in June or July. And the reason they were successful, more successful than veteran consultants and leaders, they were the top consultants during those months, even though they were brand new and really didn't know a whole lot yet, right? I call that enthusiasm on fire. And it is so much better than knowledge on ice. And the reality was they were successful because no one had ever told them about the J months. They were brand new, excited to share, as I said, enthusiasm on fire. And that is why they built uh, and were, top consultants during those summer months, even though they were brand new. So it's because they didn't know. They were brand new. No one had ever told them this. And because they didn't know about it, what did they do? They just were excited, were sharing the business, and started to build and grow during those summer months. So there you have it. It is 99.9% mindset. And so those are myths, and this is why you need to stop believing them. And I will tell you, again, over 20 years, actually, this is my 32nd year in the industry. My biggest months were August and January. And by big, I'm talking momentum going into the holiday season. I averaged in both months, my average parties on my calendar were 25 in August and 25 in January. In fact, if I didn't have 25 parties booked, I was kind of in a panic mode. It's like, oh, I got to book some parties real quick. And that's because I was consistent in June and July, and those 2 months booked my August, got me ready for my fall holiday season. And of course, I'm not saying I did all those parties at, one time. There were, multi-host parties, virtual parties, all of that going on. And then my January also was booked from the business I was doing November, December. That is why January was one of my top months. And that is exactly what I train my team to do. People only know what you tell them. And so if you start talking this J month mindset, guess what? You have just sabotaged your business. And if you're a leader, the business for your team as well. And I don't want that to happen to you, because I have the experience that it does not have to be that way. And as I said, it's a lie. You can be just as successful being consistent all year long. So let's talk about some solutions for all of you, because I think the biggest mistake people make, let me take that myth down, is they don't change course. And every season is different. And things you might have promoted and talked about in the winter are different than the conversations you're going to have in the summer. And that's because people have different needs. There's different solutions that you could be solving for them. But if you're still going with the status quo, especially when it comes to parties and recruiting and putting out that same messaging, then yes, this could be a struggle for you. You have to adapt and say, what is my customers and my ideal customer, the people that you want to attract, of course, what is their biggest pain point? What is that one problem that you could solve that is going to just give you that easy yes, that is going to fill your group, have more leads coming in? And of course, I'll be modeling this for our members during our 15-day more customers in 15 days challenge. I'm actually modeling that as something that our members could then go and duplicate. And I picked that topic because it's a transformational topic. It's what you tell me all the time. I'm listening. You guys are always telling me if I could only have more parties, if I can only get out of my warm market and meet new people. or I'm stuck in my local community, or I need more people to build a stronger team. I hear that from you all the time. So I know that is the biggest struggle. That's the problem I'm going to be solving, and I'm doing it in June. And so that is one of my tips. And again, like I said, I'll be modeling that for you. But as a leader, if you have a team, one thing I did in June, and of course this can go into July as well, is I always had a fun challenge for those consultants that didn't buy in to that J-month mindset and wanted to stay consistent and even grow their business, maybe move up in leadership. How many of you have a goal to achieve a certain level, maybe by your national conference or convention this year? We're seeing a lot of hybrid events out there. I'll be speaking at quite a few of them, so I'll be either virtual or attending a hybrid, in person and virtual. So I might see you this summer. And, for many, it's kind of the goal by this date, I want to reach this certain level. And so those are the people, as a leader, you want to be reaching out to and kind of pull them in. And one fun idea that I had with my team, I would create almost like a secondary team, right? You all have your team names. You guys tell us what your team names are, because that'll be fun. And one year, I would change it up every year, but I would kind of throw the net to see who wants to be part of this business building team, this growth team. And we just kind of work together as our own, little subgroup within my team group. And we called it one year the Red Hot Team. And all the communication was either through texting or email, but having that accountability and staying in contact with everybody through that 6 or 7 week period, we had tremendous growth. And it was all done through texting and email. But it was because I reached out to those people. I've discovered who was there that wanted my mentoring and coaching and wanted to grow, instead of just believing that mindset that, okay, it's summer, it's going to be slow, so we're just going to not do anything for 2 months. Imagine if, one of your favorite stores did that. Well, we did see that happen in the last 2 years, right? And many, of course, did not survive. So we want you guys to not just survive, but to thrive. So let me know if you guys like that idea for our leaders that are watching. Create your own little sub-team of business builders, people that want to just build and grow. You don't have to say future leader. It's just literally you want to make more money, book more parties, and of course, sponsor and recruit. So here are some more solutions to help you save time, but stay consistent. And then we'll talk a little bit about you creating your own summer challenge as a lead funnel at the end. So one idea is road trip recruiting. So how many of you are going on a summer road trip or a vacation in the next 2 months? And so anytime I traveled anywhere, I always kind of put the word out to my customers, to my family, to my friends. Of course, you can share it in your Facebook group and have your own road trip recruiting challenge, and let people know where you're going to be and ask them, who do you know who lives in that area? Of course, with virtual, it doesn't really matter, right? But by you saying that, it's very intentional, and it helps people trigger in their mind, oh yeah, I do have a friend that lives in California, and you're going to be in California. And so you could, that might love what you have to offer, might need that problem solved this summer, and you can connect virtually. If it's local, you can, connect in person, but you're doing it just to help people remember, of who they know that live in a specific area. And that's a great way to grow beyond your backyard if you haven't been using social media to do that yet. There literally is no limit, right? We don't have to worry about our backyard anymore. the world is your oyster. But speaking of the backyard, the other tip I have for you is, because it's summer and because your local neighbors and friends and family, are looking to entertain, they're looking for a fun experience, but they're not looking to be sold to. And this is what I mean by changing your messaging, right? If you're asking people to book a party and that's not working, then stop asking them to book a party. Like, that's a pretty simple solution, right? You got to repackage it, because today, as I said, people don't want to be sold to, but they love to buy. And one of the top new trends that I have been talking about since last fall is live shopping. And I'm already seeing more and more big brands have that live tab on their websites. Amazon, Macy's, Target, Walmart. I bought a pair of pants last month. And there it was, right on their website, a little tab that said live, and I tapped it, and there was a woman, wearing the pants, talking to people live about sizing and colors and all those other things. So all of the big brands are basically doing what you have been doing for years, right? You guys invented live shopping with Facebook parties. And so, as I said, people love it, but they want to be entertained or edutained. They don't want to be sold to. So think about a fun experience that you can create to have a hybrid party model, where part of it is in person locally, and then you're also streaming to long distance friends and family. You could literally just take your phone out while you're there and, show a quick tip, talk to people, have the host talk to our friends and family, ask customers or guests what they're most excited about. Like, you've got to be tapping in to this big live shopping trend. And the reason I love the hybrid model for the summer is because, as I said, summertime's party time. It's when people are looking for opportunities to get together, entertain, fun experiences. You could be that entertainment. So, repackage it as, is it a spa night at the pool, right? Or, a barbecue cooking class in the backyard. Think about how you can repackage it to really solve that problem that people have. And my hot tip here, which worked for me like a charm, is to use what I call direct booking seeds. And a direct booking seed is how you create local business while also growing globally or nationally, depending on where you can sell. And it is direct because what you're saying is, who do you know that has a pool? We'll just use that as an example. And again, right away, because it's very specific, people are like, oh gosh, I have 3 friends that have pools. You could say, well, I am offering poolside facials, and of course, fill in the blank, poolside manicures, poolside summer style trends or summer style makeovers, whatever it is you got going on. And, reach out to your friends to see if they would love me to bring this super fun experience to them. And that was always such an easy yes, because what you need to know is people haven't entertained in a long time. And when somebody has spent the money on a pool or a deck or a porch, wherever it is, they want to use it. They are looking for reasons to use it and to entertain around that space that they have created. And so that was always an easy yes, just throwing that net and saying, to local people, and you might even know people, right, that have pools, and offer this really fun experience that people want to come to and bring friends. And now you've booked a party and you haven't even said, do you want to book a party? But make sure you're also doing that hybrid, just like so many of your companies are doing this summer, where you can also go live and have a place that those long distance friends and family can be participating and shopping, more importantly, shopping live. And that's how you expand your reach and really reinvent the party through the summer. The other thing, here's my third tip for you, that you can do to stay consistent, to attract new leads, is to repurpose content. So odds are you have probably a camera roll on your phone full of content and prior videos, especially if you've been doing virtual parties. Think about how many videos that you guys probably have, for those of you, especially if you're following, my Facebook party formula, that you could be repurposing. And one of my favorite tools to do that is StreamYard. And so let me know if you guys are using StreamYard. It's a live streaming platform. And with StreamYard, you can restream a prior live. In fact, I do that now all the time. And it's great because instead of me going live every week, I'll go live 1 week, and then the next week I'll restream the same exact show, but I'll do it at a different time. And that helps me capture a brand new audience. And you would think, well, gosh, they've already seen this, right? But just like you go back and watch shows over and over again, so many times people will say, oh gosh, I'm so glad I watched it again. I totally forgot that idea, or I got a whole nother tip that I wasn't paying attention to. So people really enjoy having that second live experience. If you don't have StreamYard, you could always look at some videos that you have created and then, download them and then upload them. You could schedule that right in a Facebook group and have that scheduled throughout the summer. So you're showing up, you're consistent, they're still seeing you in the feed, but you're on the beach, right? Or at the park or on the boat or wherever you're going, with your family and friends. So repurposing content. And the same thing for leaders. You might have a great summer challenge you did for your team last year. Well, you don't have to reinvent it. Just take those posts and reschedule them. Maybe change out the caption. Nobody remembers, right? It's like we have so much going on. And people really love kind of having that second chance to learn again. So look at what you have already created. Don't keep creating new things during the summer when you can be focusing more time on business building activities and spending time with family and friends. So one of the fun things you can do, and I'll be doing this during our challenge, in your groups, have you guys ever heard of a group takeover? A group takeover is where you reach out, you either get a collaboration partner, somebody, let's say if you sell Lila Rose hair clips, you reach out to maybe a hairdresser friend, and she could do a group takeover, take over the group and share some tips, Facebook party style, that somebody else serving your audience, you have a similar ideal customer. It of course helps them build their brand awareness, and you don't have to do it. So I've done this quite a few times for SynShare. So I am a collaboration partner for them, and I did a group takeover. How many of you guys watched that? Back in January. Actually, January and February. I did two of them back to back, where I took over the SynShare group and did a special training just for that community. So there's plenty of ways that you can get other people to be showing up to serve your community. In fact, I did the same thing. Many of you know I went through chemo in 2020. If I could stay consistent going through chemo, you could stay consistent in the summer. And I reached out to a lot of the social selling experts. You would think that we were competitors, which technically we are, but we have a great community, and we know, everybody works with the person who they connect with, right? I might not be your cup of tea, but somebody else might be, and that's okay. Serve the people that get you. And so I reached out to quite a few of them and had them come in and be guest speakers for my community because I just did not have the energy to do it. So where there's a will, there's a way to stay consistent all summer long. Now, as I said, we're going to be together about 30 minutes and we have reached that mark. So I am going to give you a topic that you can run with, that you can use as a lead funnel. And if you're joining in our 15-day more customers challenge, I'll be working with all of you guys at the end of that to help you create that for you. All right. So I want you to fill in the blank. Let me put this on the screen for you guys. So here's a kind of a topic starter. So you always want to start with a number, right? Let me just do a number sign. And that's exactly how I did the show. I had three summertime myths that you need to stop believing. So start with a 3, and then 3 summer essentials that, and you could even put a blank in between summer and essentials. So let's say if you are with Tupperware, 3 summer kitchen essentials, right? Or 3 summer pantry essentials. Fill in the blank. And here is an example of what that can look like. So your number could be 3, 5, 10. You guys decide. Summer blank essentials. Is it style, skincare, home decor, organizing, cleaning? The list goes on, right? Because again, as I said, the problems you're solving in the summer are different than what you're doing in other seasons. And then it could be that every blank needs. So I filled it in with the word mom, but it could be maybe you're doing summer skincare essentials that every woman over 40 needs. That's how you're going to attract that exact person. That would be your customers, your hosts, and your new consultant. So think about who that person is that you want to speak to, and then that makes it really easy for you to figure out, what do I want this to be about? Knowing who your audience is and the problems that you can solve for them is going to help you stay consistent all summer long. All right, let me know what you guys learned. Tell me what your takeaways are. Oh, we already have some ideas. There you go. 3 summer organizational essentials that every busy family needs, right? Like, use the problem and turn it into the opportunity. I love doing that, right? If people are saying they're busy, well, how can you help them with that? And so that is a really great answer. I love that. Let's see. A couple of you are asking about StreamYard. And by the way, if you're watching on YouTube, we're streaming on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So tell me if you're watching from YouTube, either platform. Make sure you guys tap the bell. If you tap on the video as it's playing, you'll see a bell, and that will help you get notified so you don't miss my next show. There we go, April. 3 summer jewelry looks that every stylish woman needs. That's her ideal customer. Perfect. That could be your lead funnel to a challenge that you do in your group. And if you're following me on Instagram, check out my pinned reel. You can pin reels now at the top. Check that out. And you'll see a fun reel that I did as a way to funnel to my challenge, right? Yes, I'm doing that to pour into members and of course help you guys grow, but it's also a funnel to attract more new members, right? You guys know I always tell you what I'm doing it when I'm doing it. And so you can see that on my Instagram as a pinned post. Let's see. Oh, this is cute. Marsha's saying 4 summer jewelry styles that every lady needs to rock her sundress. So cute. Yeah, and then it's easier, right? Because now you know exactly who it is that you're attracting, who would even want that information. And it makes it easier for you if you're doing a live or a Facebook party style event, then you know exactly what products you need to be talking about. So easy. Jen is saying, I believe StreamYard is free. Yes, there's a free plan. The restreaming is part of the paid plan, just to let you know. And you can do it from your phone and from your desktop. Yeah, repurpose those parties. Exactly. You know, as I said, you are creating content. Every virtual party, you're creating content, right? You're sharing how-to tips and all kinds of value. You could just repurpose that and schedule those posts all summer long. Let's see. All right, a lot of questions about StreamYard. Yeah, and so as you guys are checking out other websites, let me know if you're seeing that live shopping option. People, you know, this is the future and it's here. And so you could be doing the same thing through a virtual party going live. But as I said, they don't want to be sold to. That's why, you know, I always recommend never post your flyer. Do not post the host flyer or a new consulting kit offer. That belongs nowhere on social media. You know, maybe you'll send it personally when you have an interested lead, but that's a marketing message and nobody wants to see that, right? You guys know you probably hear crickets when you post that. All right, we are going to wrap it up. So if you guys are just coming in and listing all your team names, to Kim saying she's shooting for the consistency award. Yeah, I know a lot of you have goals that you know, coincide with your conferences and your conventions this summer. So let us know what you're going for. Now let's make this a place where everybody can motivate each other to level up instead of getting in the survival mode, right? We don't survive, we thrive. And it all starts with you and your mindset. And Debbie's saying she loves the hybrid idea. Yes, that is really the new party. All right, if you are in my mentoring program, don't forget, more customers in 15 days. It's a challenge that starts Monday, June 13th. We're going to start at 10 a.m. That day one is out of the gates. I'm going to be helping you create a curiosity post that quickly attracts new leads your way. And we're going to make it really simple. All right. Bye, everyone. Have a great day. We'll see you soon.